Just say the word. What's going on, moviegoers all over the world? My name is Ryan D, aka Ryan680.
And I'm Justin at Dose of Stir.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome here, guys. This is Ted, aka Countdown City Geekcast, CEO, owner. I'm just kidding. What's going on, man? Thanks for having me.
Man. Gentlemen, glad to be here around the round table.
Yeah.
And yes, aka Steady with the Countdown City Geekcast. Known these guys for a while, and I'm excited to talk about Shazam, even though it's going to be non-spoilers though. No spoilers here.
No spoilers here, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not mentioning any spoilers. But yeah, man, all right, just to get us started, man, what are you feeling right now? I mean, you know, I was sitting right next to the theater, and yeah, I could tell already, like, you were giving, like, oh, and then you were laughing a little bit, and then I was all like, oh, okay, so when I know Justin's laughing in a DC movie, that's a great sign, because he never does that.
Great sign. Good sign.
So, yeah.
I mean, I did laugh at BVS, but that wasn't for me. And Justice League too.
Hey,
don't he doesn't mean it, Zach. He doesn't mean it.
I don't know, but you know that CGI lip, you know. Just, yeah.
That was terrible.
Anyways,
that was terrible.
Blame Paramount for that.
So, getting started. Honestly, going into this movie, I had good faith in it. I thought that it was gonna be a really great movie.
Yeah.
No doubt. Just the cast alone that they picked for this movie. Great pick overall, especially.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't think so.
I thought so.
I didn't think Zachary Levi. I haven't really seen him in as a lead role presence.
I
really,
I was real curious about him because I haven't seen too many movies with him.
Yeah.
And the movies that I have seen with him, he wasn't that much of a goofy dude. So to see him act
so he
the way
serious?
he did, in the movies that I've seen him, like he's. You know, he did a better job than I thought he was gonna do. I mean, obviously, you know, watching the trailers and everything. Which, by the way, the trailers is nothing compared to the movie.
Justice, which is what we're talking about.
Well, which I'm gonna say they don't
give
give it justice. It actually, seeing the trailers from the movie, it like, honestly, I'm glad that the trailers did not give a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, see, I mean, we agreed on this, and see if you can agree with us, Ted, too. Is that the good thing about the trailers was that the best part of the movie are not in the trailers.
True.
Yeah, they're not. And the trailers don't really give it justice because the marketing of this movie, I don't want to say it was negative, but it was neutral. Like, it wasn't giving us too much or too little, because we didn't. A lot of people were like expecting, or I saw people's comments too. This is the real Captain Marvel. Like this is without going to copyright issues, DC. But
pretty much like the only thing that got leaked as far as spoilers in the movies was through their pops.
Yeah.
The main group.
Well, you never know with toy leaks if it's an actual thing, because if I went back to Winter Soldier and you could find Red Skull action figures with the Winter Soldier label on it, so I was like,
very true.
Oh my God, Red Skull's coming back, and look what happened. We got no Red Skull.
Yeah, we called it too. We wanted it to happen back then. Yeah. But yeah, Ted, what did you think, man? Let's start it.
I actually been pretty excited about this movie for a long time. We saw a movie that did something very similar not too long ago. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, was a cast of all adults portraying nothing but high schoolers or teenagers, young adults. Oh. And to me, you either make the movie by pulling off that acting job, which is a big challenge, or the whole movie flops because you can't pull that off at all. And so The Rock was in that movie, Jack Black was in that movie, Kevin Hart was in that movie.
Well, I mean, Kevin Hart's a kid at heart.
He's a kid at heart. But The Rock and Jack Black like totally nailed those characters, and he portrayed those teenagers extremely well. So for me, all you have to do, the biggest challenge is getting the right actor to portray a child. Yeah. If you pull that off, that's most of the movie is already gold, right? So Zachary Levi was the perfect choice in my opinion, because he already fits the sort of young at heart individual. And I'm telling you right now, just watching the character Billy Batson early in the film, and then watching Levi's performance later in the film, you're seeing like him cover Billy, the actor, extremely well. So
exactly, yeah.
I'm happy to say Zach did a great job. They put a fantastic child cast around him.
Yeah.
And a lot of the supporting characters, like the, no spoilers, but there's some supporting characters like the foster parents. Yeah. Even our big bad, the villain played by Mark Strong.
Dude, yes.
I think he did a great job for what he was given. So
what I kept whispering over, so like first off, I'm actually going to be against y'all because I'm just like, I really didn't think Zachary Levi could pull this off. I didn't think so whatsoever, just because I haven't really seen him in a strong presence or a strong role to make him stick out, you know, like like other characters like The Rock. I mean, The Rock's his own brand, you know. Jack Black, whether we like it or not, I mean, he comes out and he just
who had to play a teenage girl though. He played a teenage girl in Jumanji and he killed it.
Yeah, so Zachary Levi. Another one I kept telling Justin, my wife, was I don't know why, guys, everyone hate on me, but I kept seeing Mark Strong as Lex Luthor. Like, I was all like,
you're not the only one.
He would have made a great Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
like,
you're not the only one.
Like, if he could, and it's funny though, because it's funny seeing him as a bad guy, because I remember seeing him in Kingsman as a good guy.
I remember him as Sinestro in Green Lantern.
Oh yeah, there you go. Oh man. Oh,
we're not allowed to talk about that right now.
Why are you talking about? Who's mentioning all the bad DC movies? So with that being said, I mean, this character development, I felt like was with Shazam. I mean, was with both identities. I felt like Zachary Levi was developing the character along with the kid actor, and they were just both growing within each other and realizing who they are, what they got to defend, what they got to protect, and who they are as individuals.
I most look for audience engagement in movies. Yes. You watch our shows, you listen to our podcast. I'll talk about it all the time because any movie can look great. The special effects, if they're bad, it's really bad. But the audience, every movie can look great, have great visuals, have great action scenes. But it takes a really great movie to actually have your audience engage in the main character, actually get emotionally invested, because we only have 2 hours to do that. And so watching, I think it's Asher Angel, the main guy, main character. I probably got that wrong. But Asher Angel, I love that we actually get to see him going through these really tough times, really hard struggles, going through like in and out of the foster care system. Yeah. You know, he's a rebel. All of the emotional beats pay off in this film. Yes. And I don't want to call it any other superhero movies that just came out recently, but there was a lot of emotion that was trying to get conveyed in this other film that just came out. You mean
non-emotion? There was no emotion whatsoever, and I mentioned that on that review. But yeah,
well, what I mean is, because I don't want this to get taken out of context or the wrong way. There was moments in a previous movie that they wanted to get a lot of emotion out in a scene.
Connection.
And there's no connection there. Yeah. There's no engagement just because we didn't see the main character go through struggles. We didn't experience that. But with this movie, you really get that experience with the main character. So you're invested. You love this kid, and you're going through this entire adventure with him. Yeah. It turns into a Goonies movie. It turns into Stranger Things. It turns into... For a second, I just had a thought in my mind. I was like, I'm watching like the modern day Adventures of Babysitting. Or In Babysitting. Old 80s movie. You guys don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about.
He doesn't know what you're talking about.
Babysitting. What
Adventures in Babysitting is a movie about a bunch of kids that have this crazy... night just getting into chaos and trouble. And so for a second I was like, man, it kind of feels like that, you know. I get this exciting adventure feeling. So
that's good.
I love that the emotion came across well. It already looked great. The performances were great, but on top of that, this is probably getting into my overall rating later on. But the emotional beats worked in this film. Everything paid off.
And you were right. The actor's name is Asher Angel, so you are correct about that. And this kid can act. Like, oh my gosh, this kid can really act. He really did portray Billy Batson as truthful. And you did mention as well the foster, like that. Not to go into spoilers or anything, but yeah, he's in and out of foster care. But this last foster care, actually, it sticks to home. Like, it just sticks like to where like we get emotionally attached to them, their character, and the other characters that are among them too as well. So we get attached to them, and we carry on with that emotional attachment throughout the film. And that's the one thing that, you know, that every filmmaker tries to get your heart into the movie, get your emotion, cry. You cry when there's a crying scene. I mean, who cried during Toy Story, in the last scene of Toy Story when you thought they were going to die? I did. I was gonna cry. You didn't cry too.
I was getting misty.
They were holding each other's hands. It was man. So, and then of course we get, you know, Toy Story 4 coming out later in June. So that's gonna be another heartbreaking.
I'll be honest. I was more. I mean, at that part of Toy Story 3, I was actually more shocked. I'm like, they're not gonna kill these toys. they're not gonna kill these toys. It's a kids film. I was like, what's happening? Why are they killing the toys?
Right. But yeah, so was this the film that we needed, Ted?
I don't know how to answer that question. I think DC has great stories, and DC can make bold choices. And I'm gonna go off on a crazy tangent, so just tell me to shut up when I go too far. Unless it's Batman or Superman, the general audience doesn't allow DC to stray away too much from the core material. Yeah. The general public thinks, we know Batman better than you, we know Superman better than you, so you can't go too far with those characters. As this whole weekend and today, people are just up in arms about Zack Snyder right now. But luckily, Billy Batson is not that well known of a character in the general audience.
Yeah, which is crazy, because I really didn't think it was going to go too well with audience, because it's a very... not everyone knows who Billy Batson is. Not everyone knows who Shazam is. Yeah. And but it's fun though, because the older crowd, they know him as Captain Marvel. Yeah. The I don't know if y'all remember
before licensing.
Way before we were born. It was a TV show that was on a motorcycle, and that was It was Shazam.
I wasn't watching that either.
Yeah, you're not that old, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah. So Justin, what are you gonna think, man? Is this the movie that we deserved?
Honestly, not just us, but it's the film that DC deserves.
Yes, I agree with you.
Because, dude, I mean,
they needed this movie.
Yeah, obviously, you know, DC's been you know, shooting their shots, and they've hit like 2 out of all the movies that they've done. Two being this one and Aquaman.
Aquaman hit.
Yeah.
Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and I'll say
and of course Wonder Woman, yes.
And of course Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I always forget about Wonder Woman. But yeah, like, honestly, they dude, honestly, like, I was proud that they pulled this off, because I really want them to succeed. Even though I'm not the biggest DC guy, I'm more of a Marvel guy. I actually want them to succeed, because... the more comic book movies we have, the better. Honestly,
sure, yeah.
I'm so glad that they did a Shazam movie. Yeah. I mean, because the only real way I knew about Shazam or Captain Marvel was through the old Justice League show. Yes. That's the only thing I knew about Shazam. So of course I had to do a little bit of studying on him and everything. But yeah, that's, you know, so I'm glad that they're starting to just reach out a little bit. So now if you know, DC or Warner Brothers ever decide to watch this video for some reason, Martian Manhunter, please.
Yes,
please. That's and we had the actor in this movie that I want for Martian Manhunter.
Who's that?
The Wizard.
Oh, the Wizard.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I actually want Idris Elba to play John Martian Manhunter.
John Jones. Imagine him. Martian Manhunter. I'm telling you, perfect fit.
All right, okay. Either him or Idris Elba. I'll say that.
Well, no, because Idris Elba should be Green Lantern.
Yeah, Green Lantern. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Come on. All right, so so this was definitely the movie I felt like that we needed, especially for DC fans out there. This was directed by David F. Sandberg. He directed Lights Out. I don't know if y'all remember that movie where, like, the light would go out and like a girl would come out.
And he directed Deadpool too. Deadpool, the first one, I think.
Oh, you sure?
I think so.
You sure?
I'm almost certain.
I don't think so.
No.
Well, anyways, a man who...
Keep going, Lights Out.
A man who...
it was Lights Out, and I believe it was Annabelle Creation, which is another good one.
So a man who directed horror movies made a happy, fun film for the family.
Exactly, yeah. So
big ol' change, of course. I'm pretty sure he's done other great movies as well.
Yeah.
But Annabelle Creation
was another good one.
Yeah, last two,
Annabelle Creation. Greg coming off right off the bat. Annabelle Creation came out with. It's funny though because whenever you do a spinoff, you think the spinoff's gonna suck, and it kind of did a little bit. And then you make a sequel to that spinoff, you would think, oh, it's gonna be worse. No, it changed the whole. It did a curveball with Annabelle Creation, so that's why I feel like okay, maybe when he's fully committed to it. Maybe gets experience too as well. I mean, it comes all together, man.
I didn't care for it. I'm one of those guys. I want more content, so I didn't want anything else.
I love all horror movies. But it still gets to my point that because a lot of people don't understand or just don't know about Billy Batson or Captain Marvel, Shazam, that you can have a lot of bold choices and decisions. Yes. This movie made a lot of big choices that I didn't think they were going to do in the first film. There's a lot of twists. A lot of great surprises, and also a lot of really dark moments. If you have young kids, please take them to this movie. But there's like one or two scenes where I was like, "Wow, they really did that." Okay,
they're very convincing.
Yeah,
very convincing.
Yeah,
they showed a few things that I thought were like,
right? Yeah,
But I'm talking about the boardroom scene. You see the bad guy. The bad guy can be very ruthless in this film, and so I'm like, wow, that's really walking on the line there for your target audience.
It was pretty dark.
Pretty dark,
too,
yeah.
So.
It was
intense. There's some really intense moments in this movie.
And that's the crazy thing because that's what all DC's all about. The intensity. It's all about dark. It's all about just all that stuff. And that's the original content. That's why it's a lot better on DC content. It's a lot better on DC animation.
And no one's complaining though.
And no one's complaining about DC animation right there.
Yeah.
All right, all right, man. So rate 1 out of 10. Ted, get us started. What's your rating?
This is a solid. This is a solid 9 for me. I'm not even afraid to say that.
Okay.
I was gonna go slightly lower.
No, yeah.
I was going to go slightly lower, but there's very, very little things I change about this movie. There's just a few moments where I think, listen, this movie is a comedy, right? And it's an adventure at its core.
Yeah.
And I think there's just a few jokes or a few moments that I really thought should have been executed a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like maybe editing just need to be changed. But these are minor things.
Yeah.
Other than that, special effects are great. I love the story. And the choices, again, I'll go back to the choices. It was bold. They did things that were very surprising to me for the first movie of what's going to be a big, long franchise, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then, last but not least, like I said, it's a movie filled with heart. It's a movie filled with love.
Heart.
You are with these characters all the way, and if you can accomplish that, that's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
But you pulled it off. You did it better than most Marvel movies. Name a Marvel movie where you care about the main character as much as you care about Billy Batson in the first film. I'm not talking about 3 Iron Man films and 3 Thor films, but to go this far with this character, it's pretty strong.
I was in there with Iron Man.
I would say Captain America.
Aw, get out of here.
I
don't like Captain America.
No,
I don't like. I like Iron Man better. Iron Man. But
so most Marvel films though, we're not all of them.
Not necessarily. Yeah.
Not like
there's
this.
1 or 2 here and there.
Yeah,
so.
there you go.
Yeah.
So I would put this one up in the top 2 probably DC EU films right now, and then I would put this one up probably the top 5 or 6 Marvel films. Okay. It did extremely well, and I think there's probably a little bit more room for growth, and you can go even bigger and better with this one.
Oh yeah. And get this, I mean, this is awesome too because this is a stepping stone for them. I mean, this is a complete franchise in the making with Shazam, and maybe obviously we're gonna see hopefully Zachary Levi step into that role again, and then hopefully we get Asher Angel, and we also get the same director too because it has to go on the same. I mean, if the chemistry works, guys, don't mess it up, Warner Brothers. Don't put in another knockoff director and try to make him portray a movie again like the first one because it needs to be a combination. It's a team effort.
Well, Zachary's gonna get a big fat new contract after this one for
sure. Justin, what do you think? What's your rating, man?
Man, first off, if they do decide to use Zachary Levi as Shazam again, I would like to see, especially from the animated Justice League TV show, there was a moment where they were all in Justice League and they were all sitting at the table and they're like talking about certain rules about people that they've broken inside the Justice League, and I think it's like either Green Lantern or somebody else that they point out like, well, Shazam's only 13.
Yeah.
And he's like, whoa, wait, this isn't even like my thing. I'm like, guys. So I'm hoping that moment actually happens. But okay, anyways,
it will.
It's
awesome.
Honestly,
Batman knows already, but
yeah, pretty sure. But yeah, you know, like I really love this film. I love the character development, of course. Just the feel for the overall characters. Not only the main character, but all the other characters that are with him. Of course, like his foster brother and sisters. You know, he fell for him and everything, and you know, just the whole situation.
Yeah.
Honestly, I give this an 8.5. 8.5.
Fair.
Yeah, there was a couple things here and there that I didn't like. There was one animation, or like just like one horrible visual in there. It was one of the destructions. Okay. Whenever I don't consider it a spoiler. I don't consider it a spoiler.
One of the actual
when the statue breaks of the guy's head,
and
it goes into the thing. I was like, bro, that looks like an iPhone edit. Like,
I was like, that's from Cloverfield when the Statue of Liberty's head goes onto like.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, like I don't know if you saw my face with that, but I was that's ugly. Yeah. But other than that, everything was pretty good.
Yeah.
I wish there was. You know, I mean, obviously, it's an intro to a hero. I wish I would have seen a little bit more of Shazam going to his full potential, but
we'll see that next. We'll see that. Yeah,
of course.
We don't really know it we don't know what DC's plans are, because we don't even know if they even have any plans right now, because everything's chaotic over there with the drama and everything. We won't go into detail on that, but so overall, I'm gonna say that my rating's gonna be a 9, just because it's awesome. The last Act 3 was amazing for me, just because it shared so much. Without going to spoiler details, but it did share a lot of stuff that I see in the comics and in the animation that I was waiting to see. Just almost I was tearing up like I did with BVS. BVS, I was crying half the time. I was like, that's Batman and that's Superman for the very first time in live action together. Because I grew up with them with like, oh, Lex Luthor would go to, or Joker went to Lex Metropolis, like, oh, you know, the cartoon. So it's awesome to see that on live action. So I really did loved it so much. So I'm gonna give it a 9 rating. And Zachary Levi, I was in doubt on you, man. I really was doubting you. I'll admit it. I was doubting you. And
I wasn't Zach.
Yeah. And you proved me wrong, man. Warner Brothers, y'all proved me wrong, guys. You picked a great, good actor, and hopefully you get to see him in a lot more stuff in the future.
For sure.
Yeah. Would you recommend this movie, Ted?
Oh, without a doubt.
Without a doubt, right?
You need to watch it at least 2.
We're gonna go see it a second time for sure.
You need to watch it at least 2 times. My next time is going to be in IMAX viewing because there was no IMAX formats this past weekend. No 3D formats, which I don't know if it's going to be in any 3D formats. Probably not.
I don't want.
Probably not, but IMAX definitely, just because it has the biggest picture, the clearest picture in our town at least, and the biggest sound, and I need to see it in that way. Yeah,
I'm with you there. Would you recommend this movie, Justin? Right?
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, like, at the end of the film, it's gonna make you wanting more.
Yes.
There's a lot of open-ended stuff that goes on.
A lot of questions. Which we won't go into detail on this one because this is our regular review, and we'll mention it on our spoilers review. But just to let y'all know, by the way, before we close on this note, so there is how many end credit scenes, guys?
There's one mid-credit and there's a post-credit scene that you're not gonna want to miss.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Just let you know, guys.
One of the better. One of the better.
I said the mid-credit scene's pretty epic. Not gonna say anything about it.
Yeah.
I think the post-credit scene, it feels more just like a deleted scene.
Yeah, almost to a sense.
But it was cool.
Which not bad. I'm just saying it didn't seem like it was. Marvel does stuff for post-credit scenes.
It's
this
not like
one felt like it should have been shown earlier in the film.
Because Man of Steel, we didn't get a post-credit scene for Man of Steel whatsoever.
Nah, it was still early on.
Yeah.
Was that 2010 when that came out? Maybe.
Yeah, the only thing we got was just Star Labs when he was fighting Zod. That was really it.
Yeah, but I will say though that this post-credit scene, that if they don't do anything with it, a lot of people are gonna be mad. I know I'm gonna be mad if they never do anything with it.
We'll talk about it.
But yeah,
it like you guys said, it raises questions. And
it gets you all giddy inside.
And to me, it doesn't raise the questions like, are you planning something?
Or
my question is more like, well, why would you do it the way they did it.
Exactly, and
unless
and we'll talk about that later. All right, guys. We're not
more things to answer. You'll see it. Check it out.
Alrighty, guys. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. aka Ryan680.
I'm Justin at Dosa Stir.
And I'm Steady with the Countdown City Geek Cast.
Oh, there he is. Came in there. Owned it. All right. Awesome. Appreciate it, Ted. Thanks for coming on by, man. I appreciate your support, man.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, not a problem, man. All right, guys. You know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. I also post a link on Countdown City Geek Cast. Subscribe to them as well, guys. Support San Antonio, guys, because this is what it is and what it's all about. Texas, baby. Also, if you haven't already, guys, listen to us on our podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, tell Amazon, tell Alexa, guys. You know what to do. All right, have yourself a wonderful day. Thanks for making us a part of it.
Shazam!
Just say it.